Hello students, it's Nazia Begum here welcoming you all in today's lecture. So today we are going to study about another application of Gauss's theorem, which is electric field due to linear charge. Okay, so whenever we talk about linear charge, one more term is there, linear charge density lambda. Okay, so here you can see one linear charge is there, okay, which is charged from this linear charge at a perpendicular distance r. One point p is there. Okay, you only see now this one linear charge is there, and at a perpendicular distance to this linear charge at a distance r, one point p is there, where we have to find out the electric field due to this linear charge. Okay, so here what we have to do, what is the first step? Whenever we have to find out the electric field due to Gauss's theorem, so the very first thing which we have to do is to assume one Gaussian surface. Okay, so when the charge is linear, so that time what kind of electric field is there, let's see first. So students, in one of our lecture we have discussed that when linear charge is there, okay, when linear charge is there, so that whole charged body can be considered as separate individual point charges, and after that we can imagine small electric field like this. Okay, this we have already studied that in line charge what kind of electric field is there. Okay, so this type of electric field is there in the whole charge body. Okay, here also, here also, here also, so we can assume it as one cylindrical electric field. So here you can see now we have assumed one cylinder. See, this is one flat surface, this is another flat surface, and the point is at a distance r. So we have assumed one curved surface whose radius is r. Okay, and height of the cylinder we took as h. So due to this linear charge, what type of Gaussian surface is there? It is a cylindrical surface. Okay, so here you can see, consider a Gaussian surface in shape of coaxial cylinder with radius r. So the point P where we have to find E will be on the surface of this cylinder. Okay, if we assume a cylinder of radius r, so point P is now where? It is at the surface. Then here you see, this is the direction of electric field and this is the direction of area. So that means between area and E, what is the angle? 0 degree. Okay, in this cylinder, in this curved surface, everywhere this is the direction of electric field and this is only the direction of A. So everywhere the value of theta is 0. So here the second condition of Gaussian surface is also satisfied, that electric field and theta, they should be constant. So E and A both are normal to Gaussian surface, so theta equals to 0 degree. Now one more thing, see, this is the electric field. Okay, here also this is the electric field. Okay, this is the electric field, but here the area vector is this side. It is one flat surface, so here this will be the area. So in flat surface, what is the angle between E and A? It is 90 degree. Okay, at this flat surface also the angle will be 90 degree, because students, the area will be perpendicular here. Electric field is in one direction only, this direction. Okay, this side and this side, both the side electric field is working normal to the line charge. Okay, So here also it is working like that. But in flat surface, area vector is upside. In this flat surface, area vector is downside. So at both the flat surfaces, what is value of theta? It is 90 degree. Okay. Now we have to find out EDS cos theta's value. So here you can see circle integration is there. That means integration of for the whole cylinder. So this circle integration we will distribute or divide in 3 parts. Okay, as we have seen in that diagram, let's once again see that. Here in this curved surface area, this one, theta equals to 0. In this flat surface 90 degree, and in this flat surface also 90 degree. So we divide the whole cylinder in 3 parts: curved surface, flat surface and flat surface. Okay. So when we have to do the circle integration, we divide it in 3 parts: curve EDS cos theta, flat EDS cos theta plus flat EDS cos theta. So in curved surface the value of theta is 0, and in flat surfaces the value of theta is 90 degree, and we all know that cos 90 equals to 0. So these two terms, they become 0 and only this term will left, and value of cos 0 is 1. So for curved surface, what is left here? EDS. Okay, this is there, EDS. Now E is constant, so it will come out integration of ds. That means integration of the whole surface, whole curved surface, not whole surface of cylinder, because this we have taken only the curved surface one. So curved surface area of the cylinder is 2 pi r h. Okay, so this is the first value we have derived for circle integration of EDS cos theta. Give it equation number 1. Now if charge enclosed by the Gaussian surface is Q equals to h lambda. Why it is h lambda? Because here you can see linear charge density equals to lambda. That means the charge per unit length in any one unit, per unit meter or per unit length, the charge density is lambda, and the total length of wire is what? H. So what will be the total charge here? Lambda into h. Okay. So value of total charge enclosed by that Gaussian surface is h lambda. Now when we apply Gauss's theorem, so circle integration of EDS cos theta equals to h lambda upon epsilon naught. It is Q upon epsilon naught, so in place of Q we can put h lambda. Give it equation number 2. Now when we compare equation 1 and equation 2, so this value we write here, this value we write here, h cancel. When we transfer 2 pi RH this side, we get this equation. Okay, so this is our desired equation for the electric field due to a line charge at a distance r from it. Okay, now whatever distance is given, we can put that distance in place of r, and we can find out the electric field due to different or various distances. And from here one more thing we can see, that if r equals to 0, that means the point is very close to wire or on the wire, that time electric field will be 0. Okay students, so this is it for today's lecture. Now goodbye, take care and do some productive work.